Hey everybody, welcome back to my Slice of Heaven. I'm Joey. And I got a lot going on today. I'm burning my brush. We've been here for 3 days now. Excuse me. We've been here for 3 days now and we split a lot of wood the past 2 days. This is our third morning. You saw me push some brush up on the brush pile. We've been burning that for 3 days, trying to get rid of all the brush around this area. If you remember, I cleaned this area out February of 2021. No, February of 2022. So this wood has been sitting almost a year. It's now November 29th, I think. But yeah, we've been brushing that. We had a torrential rain here Saturday night into Sunday, so the ground is wet, the wood is wet. You saw the wood smoldering when I pushed it on the pile, but it will catch eventually and start burning. I might feed it with some dry wood here and there. But the main focus of this video is a lesson that I learned with my new firewood business. Many of you have been watching me for a couple years now, and I've been clearing land here up by the camp area and clearing land back in the orchard. And we've been stockpiling the wood in piles, knowing that eventually we would get a log splitter and come back and split it. Not thinking ahead, the wood has been sitting, this wood right here has been sitting on the ground for 2 years. This pile right here. I mean, some of it's not as old as 2 years because we kept adding to it over the years, but a lot of the stuff that was on the bottom has been here for about 2 years, maybe longer. And we discovered that leaving the wood on the ground causes it to soak up water, moisture, and just rots really quick. So a lot of the firewood we had in this space right here, we're throwing away. We're having to just throw it on a wood pile and burn it. We could probably save it for our camp fire needs. I mean, it's real punky. I mean, you can see it right here. It's real punky and soft. I mean, we could probably save that for a campfire. But we got all that wood over there. We've been stacking and stuff. We don't really have a lot of campfires while we're here. I know, I do miss them. But when we work all day, we're done. We're tired. We're ready to go in and relax and eat dinner and just sit around and relax for a little bit. But the lesson I learned, we cannot leave the wood sitting in contact with the ground for long periods of time. This is my 4th bucket I'm filling up now that we're just throwing on the fire pile and burning it and get rid of it. It's trash. Did all that work for nothing. But let me get back at this and we'll talk some more in a little bit. We'll probably even do some splitting because I have another pile that's been sitting behind the shed since 2019, early 2020, and I'm sure all that's rotten too. I'm going to split a couple pieces of the bigger pieces, see what it looks like. If it's salvageable, we will keep it. If it's not, it's going on the fire pile too. So I made a big mistake and I learned a lesson. Some of the wood I pick up is like, it's just like air. Has no weight to it at all. But then some of it seems pretty solid, but don't want to split every little piece just to go through 10 good ones to find one decent piece of firewood, you know? But you can see it, it's got mushrooms growing in it, fungus growing all over it. Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect for it to rot that quick. You can see where I tried splitting a few pieces and it's all punky on the inside. Now the stuff was that was on top of the pile, it was pretty decent, so we saved a lot of that. All right, guys, I'll bring you back when I dump it on the fire pile. All right, everybody, nice close-up on me. We're inside the loader right now, get ready to start it up. I got that bucket filled up. I just want to talk a little bit more about that. I'm thinking that's our 4th bucket. Well over, probably easily a half a quart of firewood. So in bundles, leaving it sit on the ground has costed me several $100s probably. The thing we learned is we got to get it off the ground as fast as possible, up off the ground, stack it on pallets, stack it on anything that'll get it off the ground. Let airflow get around it and dry out more quickly. But I'm going to go ahead and empty this. I'm just going to dump it right on that brush pile you saw me push that other brush onto. It's not burning yet, but it's smoldering. It'll catch soon. But we're going to dump that, and then we're going to go check out the other pile of wood that I have that I'm pretty sure ain't no good either. So let's get going. Well, everybody, here's the second pile I was telling you about. Most of this wood's been here for 3 years. And you can see my pile fell over at some point and we never bothered to pick it up, so it's been laying on the ground also. So I'm pretty sure it's no good, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a lot of the bigger pieces out, throw in the bucket. I'm going to take it to the splitter. I'm going to split a few of them. If they look good, I'll throw them on the stack, firewood stack. I'll take a moisture meter reading. If it's good enough to sell, I'll throw it in the back of the truck and take it home with me. But if it's rotted and punky inside, it's going on the fire pile. And this is a valuable lesson I learned. You got to keep it up off the ground, let air circulate to it so it doesn't get all wet and moisture, so much moisture in it. But let's start throwing it in the bucket. At first glance, some of it looks pretty decent, but a lot of it looks pretty rotted and damp. Yeah, a lot of the lower stuff on the bottom is really wet. That piece I just threw over there didn't sound too good. Now this pieces that were up off the ground looks pretty good. Even sounds better when it hits that metal. Sounds more solid. We'll give it a try. We'll check it out. If not, we'll throw it away. We also want to get it away from the camper in the shed because critters have been coming in it. It houses mice and chipmunks, and we just want to get them away from the camper. Next time I'll get the loader a little bit closer so I don't have to throw too far. But a lot of this stuff is small. Still feels pretty solid though. Doesn't look all that great though. Not a lot of big pieces in here either. This is just stuff we started stacking before we even realized we were going to sell firewood. We were saving this for our campfires and just never used it. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but a lot of the wood, when it hits that bucket or other piece of wood, it even sounds soft. That one sounded pretty solid. I'm trying to pick out the pieces that need splitting, because in my mind they'll have more solid wood in them than the smaller pieces. We'll see. But we know we have some decent red oak in the back to sell. I just got to get back there and split it. But with that rain we had, it's makes it a little difficult to get back there. Maybe tomorrow. Just wanted to show you the fire is going pretty good right now. See, I told you it would eventually catch. A lot of smoke coming out of there for some reason. I guess that wet wood. All right, guys, I got the pile of wood to the splitter. Before I dump it on the ground, what I want to do is dump it on the ground, split it, throw it back in the bucket, but only if it's good wood. If it's bad wood, I'm just going to leave it in the bucket and dump it on the fire pile. But if it's not good enough for selling, but maybe we can use it for campfire wood, I'll stack somewhere underneath the table and that'll dry out there. Let's go ahead and check it out. First piece looks good. That one there was pretty rotten. This one here has got a little punkiness in it, but for campfire, we'll use it. So guys, I've split about 6, 7, 8 pieces so far, and I've learned something already. Most of the firewood so far looks pretty good, but it's mostly the medium-sized pieces of wood that are good. The larger one had a lot of punkiness in it, a little softwood in it. But I'm gonna take a moisture meter to this, see what it reads, and if it's good enough to sell. Like this piece here, it's got a little punky around the edge, but not much, and it's pretty solid in the middle. So I'm going to take a measure meter reading, moisture meter reading, and I'm gonna see what that is. And I'll check it continuously as I split, but right now I'm thinking I'm gonna dump this, split it, and what's good, I'm gonna throw back in a bucket and dump it in the back of the truck. I know you won't be able to see the meter, but I'll let you know what it says. This piece right here, 14%. That's the other half of it right there, 14%. This piece here, 8%. We got a piece here, it's got a little bit of punky on it. 19.5%, so it's still pretty good to sell. And not bad looking wood, really. So I think I'm gonna continue. I'm just gonna dump this out. Go ahead and split it up. Like I said, the trash I'll throw in that pile behind you. You won't be able to see it. The good stuff I'm gonna throw back in the bucket. Well guys, that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to tell you about my valuable lesson that I learned. When you cut that firewood, get it up off the ground as fast as possible, as soon as possible. I mean, that pile over there, most of that wood that was behind the tractor was only a little over a year old. And a lot of that pile, a lot of that firewood we had to throw in the fire pile. The pile we had back here behind the shed was 2.5 to 3 years old. I might have got one good bucket, loader bucket out of it, plus a half that I managed to save. Everything else we burnt on the wood pile because it was just too rotten, too punky. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. That's all I got for today. I'm going to go ahead and keep cleaning off the splitter. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Maybe you didn't like the video, but you just like me. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And until next time, you all have a great day.